Collective. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. Let me put the mic on. Let me put my mic on. Okay, I gotta make sure. You can hear me. That is my phone. Let's see. Yes. It's funny. I was looking over here down on the ground and I see clovers, not four-leaf clovers, which are considered lucky, but clovers nonetheless. And I got a card that kind of correlated with luck and fortune. So I was like, okay, I love this synchronicity. I wonder what signs and synchronicities you're seeing today. I want to check if the audio is working. Oh, hey Phil. Good morning from NYC. I put this subscriber mode on. I'll put 10 minutes. I don't think I'm gonna be. Yes, three-leaf clover. That's what I see, a bunch of them. And I never noticed them before. So, clovers are still, they signify luck. I know fork-leaf clover has that connotation because I think those are more rare than the three-leaf clovers. But to me, luck. Either way. So I know you hear me because you heard me say clover. So I don't need to check the audio. Okay, so let me fix it. My hair is like, fix my hair. All right, I hope you're doing well, Phil. Let's see what Archangel Michael messages the collective needs to know now. If you're new, my name is Tan. My channel is Artemis Oracle. I'm an oracle and tarot card reader. And sometimes I do yes or no questions. I didn't bring my deck with me, so I don't think I'm going to be doing that today, but I may change my mind later after I do the readings. But let's see what comes out for the collective. This is for all signs. This isn't sign specific. And this is, remember to take the messages as they resonate. Not all messages will resonate with everybody because we're on different timelines. So take the messages that resonate and leave behind what doesn't. What else? Tarot and oracle readings are for entertainment purposes only. You are responsible for your own life choices. The readings are meant to bring you some sort of clarity, guidance, even confirmation of what you already know about your specific situation, whether it's personal, financial, familial, romantic, you know. We got Bristol in the house. Ooh, angels of healing are with you. I love when this card comes out. It's Archangel Raphael. A time of healing is about to bless your life. Accept Archangel Raphael's emerald green light while I enhance your strength. Okay, so healing could happen in all areas of our life. You could be healing, internal, personal childhood wounds, psychological wounds, physical health wounds. There could be somebody around you too who may be in need of healing, but Archangel Raphael is the one that you will call out to for assistance with any healing that you need. Okay, anything else for the collective? I hope that's confirmation for somebody who needed that. Oh. Anything else? You could even be healing within a relationship too, you know? Anything else? One more shuffle, then I'm gonna run through this. This is the last time enough. Okay, got this. Put your creative energy into action. Archangel Gabriel, the messenger, joins me to spark your creativity, help you communicate your vision, and motivate you to create something beautiful. For some of you, if you are creatives, some of you may be using your creativity to also help with your healing process. But if you aren't doing that, that's another way for you to channel any of the disappointment, sadness, grief, anger, whatever you're experiencing, whatever emotions you're experiencing, whatever you're going through. You could use your creativity to help you channel that energy, transmute that energy, where they turn pain in, no, what is it? Turn pain into passion or into art. You know, if you think about like all the music we listen to, the paintings we see, it all resonates with the whatever an artist, whether they're a music artist, a writer, a painter, it resonates with what they may have been experiencing at that time, or at least what was going on around that time period, you know, in their life or within society, in the world, and all that stuff. So that could be creativity, creating something, whatever you create. You can use that to help you with any healing that you need to do. Okay. So we got the numbers 2 for angels of healing are with you. And 25, put your creative energy into action. Oh my God. The last time I was here and they had music, it said I couldn't tag products for I was like, I wasn't even going to tag anything to sell, but it says shopping disabled. I'm like, I guess so. Yes, writing, you're Scorpio, Phil. Writing is so helpful for us because we hold on to our emotions so much that writing is a way for us to channel that. It helps us with processing our emotions and also telling our story. Whether if we're just telling it to the book, but it's something we could end up sharing. I know I wrote something, I was like, I know this could be a book, you know, but yeah, it will definitely help you with healing. Journaling has been a lifesaver for me. So definitely you need to do that. I highly recommend that. Let's see, one more card, please. I thought I was gonna stop, but apparently not. Okay, got one. Last one. It's almost over. 16. Your current challenges will soon be resolved and you will be able to look to the future with a smile. So if you're going through something that has been very challenging, that you've been putting on that shit-eating grin, like you're like grinning and bearing it, it's coming to an end. Whatever it is coming to an end. And then you're going to be really smiling. Not that shit-eating grin, you know, like, you know, it's going to be like, yay, it's over. It's finally over. Whatever it is for you. Everybody's situation is different, you know. If you're like, say, I don't know, I'm thinking if anybody's going through treatments, I don't want the C treatments. Some of you may be reaching the end of those treatments, the chemotherapy. You may be reaching the end of that, and then, you know, you could finally like start to heal from going through that treatment, because from my understanding, that treatment, it takes a toll on someone's body because it's trying to destroy something that doesn't belong there. But that could be over for some of you. Some of you, it could be like a project, something that has been challenging. Maybe some of you are going through a divorce, or maybe any legal matters that may be coming to an end. And with it saying a future with a smile, and it's looking like it's going to be something that's favorable for you. So it's going to bring you now not only put a smile on your face, but it's also going to bring you a sigh of relief. You know. So we got the number 16. It's almost over. 25 and 16 both reduced down to 7. So, and the fact that I'm using angel cards, spirituality, 7 spirituality. Remember to continue to pull on your faith as you're going through whatever you're going through. Let me look up what the number 7 signifies. 2 is about, let me look up the meaning of the numbers. The fact that I even brought it up. It was just, I noticed 77. 77 may be significant to you. I don't know, I have older viewers, so I think I saw, yeah, I think I had a viewer in their 70s, because, you know, the analytics show me. So somebody could be 77, so could have been born on July 7th, but, or 1977. Or 77 could be significant to you, like your your building number or in a license plate or something. It could be anything. You know? Yeah, that's one of the best ways to help people. You know, too, Phil, you could also do a blog. You could do that because that will help you share your message. As you're going through the writing process, you could also share it with other people to help them heal. To help them heal, to help them gain understanding, but also, you know, anybody who hasn't experienced what you have, it will also give them a different perspective so that they can have like, they can be more compassionate or empathetic towards people. Not the same way like they never experienced what you experienced, but they can have an understanding just from reading your story. Okay, so number 7, meaning that somebody's life path could be number 7, but there's no master number 77. I think it's only 22 and 33. Those are the only master numbers when it comes to life path numbers. Okay, 7 represents the seeker, the thinker, the investigator. It's universally associated with spiritual awakening, deep introspection, and intellectual curiosity, and the desire to uncover hidden truths of life. So some of you could be coming to some sort of realization about yourself or about a situation. You know, sometimes you gotta let things unfold naturally. Either because if you're letting it unfold naturally, you're not trying to force anything. You know, you're doing what you have to do, but you're not trying to manipulate or anything like that, you know? So the key traits, so like say if your life path number is 7, let's see. I like numbers. I was terrible at math when I was younger. I was so bad at math when I was younger. I'm better now. I know how to add now. Okay, life path number 7, meaning. Why is there no AI overview of this? I had to actually click into a website. Let's just for life path numbers. I'm gonna put it like that. Why? I'm not getting any. Let me put AI mode on. Life path numbers. Life path number 7. Let's see. Okay, I read that. Driven by a deep desire to uncover the truth, people on this path are the intellectual and spiritual detectives of numerology, focused on understanding the underlying mechanics of life, nature, and the universe. Analytical power, highly intellectual, logical, and observant, with a natural ability to process complex data and spot patterns others miss. Possesses a strong internal radar and psychic-like instincts that perfectly balance their cold, analytical minds, and the entirely independent thinkers who ignore trends, societal pressures, and superficial small talk, and driven to dig beneath the surface of everything, making excellent scientists, investigators, and tech innovators. The challenges of a life path number 7 are severe isolation. A strong preference for solitude can easily morph into lonely alienation or emotional detachment for loved ones. That's life path number 7 is not mine, but that kind of resonates with me. You know what's funny though? Okay, because we have personal year numbers too. I'll talk about that. Overthinking, a tendency to analyze every situation. How come this sounds like me? But I'm a life path number 3, okay? A tendency to analyze every situation, conversation, and decision until they trigger chronic mental fatigue. There's a bit of skepticism too, a cynical outlook that can make them naturally suspicious of other people's motives, making it highly difficult to trust. How come this sounds like a Scorpio, a hermit, an Aquarius? Scorpio, Virgo, Aquarius. Hidden emotions fiercely guards their internal world, often appearing cold, aloof, or completely unapproachable to outsiders. Hi, Christy, how are you? Yes, such as that, we have to do that. We have to protect our energy, protect ourselves, especially when we're going through something and it's something that we have to really understand. Because if we're in this place where we need to be by ourselves and then we're around people, we're not gonna be our best selves. So if you're a life path 7, it says that your ideal role is independent consultant, technical specialist, or freelance researcher, where they are paid exclusively for their deep expertise. And it says that life path 7s are compatible with life path 5s because they share that quiet love for logic and stability, and life path 5 matches their deep 5 their deep 5 intellectual curiosity and respects their mutual need for personal space. But they said the challenging matches will be life path 2 and life path 6. Because they're too emotionally demanding and expressive for the deeply private 7, which tends to like hold back their emotions, be more emotionally detached. And if you, like, say you interact with somebody in a romantic level or even a friend platonic level with life path 2 and 6, there may be a lot of friction because of that incompatibility when it comes to emotions. Okay, that was interesting. I don't know, like, I know like AI is, AI is not, it's bad, but it depends. Like, I don't like that it takes over certain things, like artists. I played around with it, but I don't like the stuff that it creates, I don't know how to, I'm not using the right cues or whatever, but I don't know. I don't like the idea of taking away art from humans. That's part of our creative expression. Our art is part of our history, our personal history, but also history of humans, especially the things that's going on around us at the time the art is being created, or taking over other people's jobs and stuff. I know certain things can be automated, but you still need a human. Humans are very much needed. But like for summarizing stuff, I like it for that. Because like I'm online, I'm live. I don't have time to go through each website and find all this stuff. I like that it summarized everything for me. Let's see. So we got that. I don't know. I felt inclined to read about life path number 7. But some of you may be seeing the number 77. Okay. Now I got my coffee cup oracle. Let's see what messages you need to know. I see a lot of people running. I have this joke that the people running are like preparing for, like, if there's something bad that happens in the United States, well, we need to know how to run and have endurance while we're running for our lives. Or running for the border. It's like, they get me. There ain't nothing I could do. When you're running, you gotta be faster than the slowest person, right? Okay, we have teeth, control and change. Oh my gosh. Oh God, I'm gonna get screwed. Hey, can you guys hear the music? I just need to know. When I think about control and change, all right, some, you know what I'm thinking? Control and change. It's two different words, right? Control. Some of you may need to release control, or some of you may need to gain control. It depends on your situation. If you're someone who's controlling, that's something that you need to change. If you're someone who is allowing things to bother them, then you need to get more control over yourself. If there's a situation that's getting out of hand, that you need to try to get control over it, a handle of it. There could be some changes. The teeth though. I want to bring the little book with me. Some of you may need to go to the dentist. Ship. Directions, journey. Okay, so that could be a change of directions, change of the journey, control. Certain things are out of your control. There's certain things you can't change. Peace. All right. So I got teeth, control, change, directions, journey, and then dove, peace and serenity. Some of you, okay, what I'm getting is like there could be certain changes that are going to be changing whatever course you're on, whatever direction you're heading in. For some of you, you're going to have faith that things are going to work out the way they're meant to. And if you're someone who tends to be controlling because you want things to be a certain way, like you want to have control over every moving part, it's going to, that type of control, it could take a toll on your peace. You know, it's going to, like, when you have too much control over certain things, it's stressful, you know, because sometimes we tend to be controlling because we want a specific outcome. We want things to turn out the way that we envision it. But then if you feel like you're experiencing a lot of resistance, then that kind of disturbs your peace. You have to go with the flow. You know, with the ship, of course you have the sails. The sails, they help, from what I understand, I don't know nothing about boats, but from what I understand, you know, the way you put the sails, that helps shift the direction that the ship is going in. So like if you want to turn, then you have to do something with the sails. So maybe there's certain things that you're going to have to change. There may be certain obstacles that you may be facing. It could be something that has been going on for some time, because ships also indicate like a long journey, you know. Ships are like the slowest method of transportation, you know, if you think about it, when it comes to exploration and traveling. You know, the fastest are planes and jets, cars, trains, right? But ships, they're the slowest. So there could be something coming up that's that's going to shift your direction. It's going to cause you to have to adjust your sails. But the thing is, it's requiring you to be flexible, adaptable. Because remember, a ship, it's sailing through the water. It can experience storms, hurricanes, and that could, you know, if you don't have control and you allow those external things around you, the storms, the hurricanes, they could throw you off your path. Things could, you know, like throw you off your ship, throw your ship off course. But the thing is like some of you had to be adaptable, go with the flow, adjust accordingly, make necessary adjustments along the way, but don't have too much control over something, because you may end up stuck too. I know we have the anchor card in this deck. Oh my God. I just wanted to check. Yeah, dude. Oh my God. I didn't know it was at the bottom of the deck. I was like, I'm sensing anchor, because when I'm looking at the teeth card, it's like control, change. You don't want to be so stubborn and stuck. You know, like, hi Jenny, how are you? Yeah, oh my God, I didn't know the anchor card was at the bottom of the deck. I love when that happens, because sometimes I'm like, what the fuck am I talking about? Am I like, okay, so yeah, you don't want to anchor yourself somewhere. You have to be grounded, you know, stable, right? Stable in your peace. Like, go with the flow, maintain your equilibrium within yourself, balanced and peace, stable, secure, right? Along the journey, right? But you don't want to drop your anchor too soon and then you end up stuck somewhere. Your control, your desire, if you're someone who is controlling, your desire to control things can keep you stuck because the anchor is stable, secure, right? But it could also keep you stuck in one place. And that's where you may need to release control, need to be adaptable, flexible, you know? Oh my God, that's so crazy. I love anchors. It's so funny that this is in the bottom of the deck. Yeah. The only thing that you really have control over is your own actions, right? But sometimes you can work against yourself. So be careful of that. You don't want to get stuck somewhere or stuck in a situation that isn't for you, that disturbs your peace, that doesn't allow you to move forward, you know? You know, the control card also reminds me of the devil card, you know? Because you see it has a chain there, the chain. It's interesting. Wow. All right. That was somebody's message. That's so interesting. Wow. Okay. So go with the flow. You don't want to like try to control a situation or control something or keep yourself stuck somewhere that isn't conducive to what the direction you're wanting to head towards. I just saw a bumblebee. I don't know if you see it flying around. Oh, cool. That's so cool. Wow, that's so cool, Spoonie. So there's an anchor step. It's a triple step at the end of a pattern, which lets the lead know to start the next movement pattern. Okay. Wow. That type of dance looks fun, especially when people can swing you around. I'll be the person that's throwing people around because I would need a very giant and very strong man to be doing all this stuff with me. Okay. Thank you for sharing. Oh, hopefully that message was helpful to you, Spoonie. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you guys hear the music. Oh, you do need to go to the Me Too. I didn't get a cleaning. Okay, what else do I have here? I have my Moonology deck. So I kind of... Oh, you know, I lifted up the anchor card and underneath was the tree card, stability and growth. You know, and when I think about the anchor card and then control, sometimes when you try to control things or you keep yourself like, oh, anchor could also represent like you staying in your comfort zone too, but that could be stagnating to any growth because you're not doing anything you're just staying where you feel comfortable. You're not stepping outside the box. That stunts evolution and change. So for some of you, there's something that you could be getting in the way of your own success, getting in the way of your own personal growth. But it makes sense because if you feel safe and secure where you are, you know, you probably don't want to risk losing that, especially if before that you experienced a lot of instability. So you want to maintain that stability, and that stability may even maybe the reason you feel at peace. But the thing is, it's like you don't want to be stuck either. So it's like you got to learn how to maintain your peace as you're going through changes too. You know, as you're going through shifts in your life, whatever they are, you know, because you don't want to stay stuck. You know, we're constantly evolving as human beings. You know, we need to adapt. But if you're boxing yourself in, you're not allowing yourself to grow, expand the way trees do. They grow, they expand. Also, some of you may be wanting to go to school. I don't know, that came to my mind. Like some of you, there's certain things that you need to learn in your journey. And if you keep yourself anchored somewhere, you're going to be missing out on important lessons. You're going to be missing out on character development. I want to clarify what this stuff is, though. I have to be careful because if you've watched my channel, you know I'm outside and it's windy out here. Man, I think about going back to school too. I know you say you need to, but it's something that I consider for myself. But I'm not making excuses, but I had to pay off I have a student loan I have to pay off. You know, thank God it's not a lot, but still. So I will have to get another student loan to go back to school. Ooh, all right. I want to know about the control card. So it's like if whatever to you, you will know what those cards mean to you personally. But I'm gonna like really narrow this message down to clarify it. So I want to clarify the teeth card, control and change. Why is control and change here? Oh, student loans. School should be free. Honestly. Well, it's free if you're rich, because it's like a drop in the bucket. For us regular people, it's an investment. All right, control, change. But it's an investment in ourselves. Control, change. Tell me about teeth. Why is teeth here? For the collective. Okay, I want to take this one. King of Cups. This could have to do with your emotions, your emotional mastery, mastering your emotions. What else? Happiness, the sun. Some of you could have water in your chart or be a Leo. Happiness, abundance, illumination, understanding, freedom. Okay, yeah. Some of you, I don't know if it has anything to do with you having to control your emotions, you know, because the King of Cups is the one who is in touch with their emotions, but they have mastery. They don't allow themselves they don't let their emotions to control them. And they got the Ace of Cups. Five of Wands. I should have brought some stones with me to hold up my cards. Okay. So teeth. There's certain things that you need to, with the change, control. I wonder if you, first, all right, because I'm going by what the cards, because we have Five of Wands, that's conflict, competition, opposing viewpoints, disagreements, challenges. Some of you it could be challenging for you to control your emotions. And your emotions can, depending on how you allow your emotions to get you, they could be impacting your happiness. You know, you may be feeling trapped in your emotions. I don't know if you're dealing with a water sign energy or you are the water sign energy, but I try to focus more so on you than anybody else, because you're here. So some of you may need to gain mastery over your emotions, because your emotions may be impacting your happiness, may be impacting your outlook on things, you know? And it's important for you to really pour into yourself with the Ace of Cups, because that's the only thing you can really control, like how you take care of yourself, how you nurture yourself, how you love yourself. You can't really control how anything else or anyone else is doing that for you. And I don't know if some of you, if you are trying to control that, since I said that, but there's certain things you don't have control over. So you have to master yourself, master your emotions, know that you are the creator of your own happiness. Your happiness should not be contingent on someone else's actions towards you, you know? Also, you get to decide what you put your emotions towards. You can control over how you invest emotionally into certain things, even certain people. That's your power. But I'm getting like, I want to know why the King of Cups though. Because you saw the Five of Wands at the bottom of the deck. I should have looked under that. Two of Swords. Oh, we got 3 cards for the King of Cups. The Two of Swords. So there's some sort of your two heads space, two minds about something. Some of you could be having some sort of interaction with somebody. Like, I want to say tit for tat. I don't know. But then we got the Death card, Scorpio, which is a water sign energy. So you may be deciding whether or not you want to end something. Because if this is your personal energy, you could be like, yes, one thought is yes, one thought is no. The 2 swords. Each sword could represent an answer or information that you may be analyzing, or choices that you have to make, ideas that you're having, but it could have to do with something that maybe you're wanting to end, or something that you may be wanting to rebirth. But the Nine of Wands is something that has been challenging, something that you haven't given up on. Or is this, because the Nine of Wands, the Death card, and the Two of Swords. So it's something you don't want to give up on, but you have to decide if this is something that's going to help. Like, is it going to keep you stuck, or is it going to allow you to move forward? Whatever these 2 things are, if you aren't in your mind frame, you're trying to follow your heart and decide what it is that you need to do, that's where the answer is going to lie. If something doesn't feel good, it doesn't sit well with you, then you know it's something that you may need to end. I don't know what that is. You know, a decision that you have to make. It could be a decision that you have to make that's going to bring a new life to you. Like, it's going to change your life. But it's going to require you to be very persistent and not give up, too. That's what I got for that card, the Teeth card. All right, I don't know how that... Oh, I have an ant on me. Oh. Those things bite. I don't know. Okay, so what is this ship? Directions, journey. Oh, justice. Balance. Fairness. Truth. Karma. Oh my gosh, the Death card came out again. Scorpio energy. Justice is Libra. I got 2 cards that came out. Wait. Look at this, the Ace of Pentacles. It's a new opportunity. Planting a new seed. Maybe some of you are wanting to start something. Or restart something with the Death card being here. But you may be trying to figure out it's about direction. Like, where are you going to go? It goes back to that change. Like, what you had, whatever that change is, whatever that control, you have to decide. You have to decide what's fair to you, what will bring balance to you, what is just. If whatever this is, this death thing that you may be wanting to end, a cycle you may be wanting to close out, or you may be wanting to restart or restart. Is it something that you can actually, is it worth it? Is it worth going on that journey? Is it worth putting your time and effort in? Is it going to lead you to wherever you envision this Ace of Pentacles to be at the end? Like, is this, because the Ace of Pentacles is the first card of the Pentacles, right? That leads to the Ten of Pentacles. But it's just like, is this something that you could actually grow? Will it expand? We have the Tree card at the bottom. Is it going to be worth the effort? Is it going to bring you security? Is it going to bring you stability? Whatever this decision is, you have to look at it from that standpoint. It can't only be about your emotions too, because the King of Cups is emotionally balanced. But you also have to know what is right for you. It's also about your intuition, following your intuition, right? But you also have to be logical and look at the facts and see whatever this is that you're considering, that you maybe wanted to change, maybe you want to change course, like end something so that you can start something new. Is it the right choice for you? Should you continue on the path you're on, or should you change the course? Because you could stay in the same path, but then change the way you're doing things, or you could veer off the path and do something completely different. But you have to think about, I know what, like, you kind of have to think about the long haul in a way, because you gotta know if it's something that you're willing to invest in. Are you willing to be committed to? Are you going to commit to that journey, whatever that journey is for you? At the bottom, we have the Nine of Wands again. Are you willing to look at the Nine of Wands came out again? Are you willing to fight for what it is you want? You know? I like that the Death card came out again. Because it's like, yeah, something needs to end. But then you got to think about it. If you end something, is it worth the beginning? Like starting over, or reinvesting, or like, oh, this is not shuffling right. Okay, so the next card is Dove. Tell me about Dove, peace and stability. Well, that card fell. It's the Hierophant. Let me get this. Oh my God, this bench is not comfortable at all. Got the Hierophant card. Commitment. The most important thing too is like, you have to protect your peace. Oh, look, it's so funny. The Queen of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. Some of you definitely had to follow your heart. Tell me more. I hurt my boobie getting that card. Woo. All right. Peace, 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 peace. So the Hierophant is about learning, higher learning, being a student, learning from a teacher. Three of Cups. It's meeting like-minded people, people who share the same vision, care about the same things as you. Building stability, harmony within your own life, seeing success with peace, and then the Ace of Cups. I feel like it's tied to whatever you love. You have to be committed to it, but it's like also emotionally committed to it. You know, you have to put your heart in it. whatever this is. And then you got the Six of Swords. Six of Swords is leaving behind conflict, anything that disturbs your peace, going towards peace, leaving behind the troubles, the grief, the heartbreak, leaving that behind and going towards peace. You know, you've rested, you restored your energy. You had the necessary, challenging, difficult conversation with someone with the Five of Swords, and now it's time to... Or am I thinking dodge? Something head out of dodge, something like that? I don't talk like that. I don't say shit like that. I hear stuff like that in the movies, but I don't talk like that. It's head out of dodge. So that you can focus on what it is that you care about, learn. Whatever you may be considering leaving behind, which is the Death card, ending something. You already learned the lessons from it. You know, you learned the lessons from it. Now it's time for you to be in this place where you can and have more fun, be more lighthearted, kind of take the heaviness off your chest, head towards stability and security, something that brings you peace and harmony. I know it's just, I say harmony because you got two people there embracing each other, you know. It could be, some of you may be wanting to head into a harmonious relationship. Some of you could be in a relationship already, experience some sort of challenges, you're working through it, and then now you're bringing this back into your, you know, like a recommitment to the relationship. You're working together, having fun, bringing that lighthearted energy back into your connection, and then, you know, like a vow renewal, you know what I mean? And with the Ace of Cups too, it could be that. But the Ace of Cups is about like feeling fulfilled, and whatever overflow is what you share, where you're generous with. So this is definitely about something that, like a renewal of love too, but it could be a renewal of love of life, of your friendships, even your relationships, romantic, platonic, familial, you know. But it's definitely about you learning. Maybe some of you need to learn to have fun. Maybe you've been all hard work. And it's funny, I was looking up something and you know when you can send messages to people? Like, we send messages to people. But then you can send like a GIF or GIF or whatever the hell that thing is called. If you know, you ever hear me say this, GIF, I'm always going to say GIF or whatever the hell it's called, because I don't know how to pronounce it. But if you could send that in a message. And then I was looking for something and I saw the Rihanna thing and said work. So now I'm seeing that. So yeah, maybe some of you have been all work and no play. Like you've been very much focused on whatever it is that you're working on, but it's time for you to take a break. Now it's time for you to have fun. Maybe something has ended and now you could like feel a sigh of relief, and then you could have more fun because now you feel at peace. Or some of you need to allow yourself to release control, allow things to flow on their own, right? Because that could be the death of control. Hi, Marcia, how are you? I'm doing good, thank you. So some of you maybe needed to bring more fun into your life, bringing more peace into your life, you know? Some people like being alone and quiet, and that's fun for them, you know? Everybody's different, right? But it's just like, you need to have, yeah, I think it has to do with ending something so that you can breathe again. So you can, I don't know, some of you have been disconnected from your heart space too. So this is why we saw the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. You had to focus on what it is that you love, but also things that don't disturb your peace. You know, moving away from that, you know, so you could go towards peace with the Six of Swords at the bottom. Two of Wands, like seeing what else is out there for you. What's on the other side of the chaos? There's peace, you know, but something to look forward to, you know, with the Two of Wands, being at that crossroads, either choosing to stay in the pain, stay in the sadness with the Three of Swords. You get to choose to stay there, or you get to go somewhere else. You get to explore with the Page of Swords. Learn something new. Do something different. You know, look at things from a different perspective too. But also, like I was saying, work. Like you need that balance, like the work-life balance. Some of you definitely need to do that. Because there may be a bit of hyperfixation where you're stuck. Take it as it resonates, okay. So, let's see. I want to know why the anchor is here. But I feel like that's that advice, because the anchor could be two things. It could keep you stuck and stagnant, or in the external sense, or internal, or you could be internal too, because you could keep yourself stuck and stagnant, or you just feel stable and secure within yourself. So tell me about the anchor. Okay, Queen of Swords. You have to be honest with yourself. Look at the facts. Look at things from a logical standpoint. Has something that you've been doing been working in your favor or against you? Is this anchor a good thing or a bad thing? Do you have to, I don't want to say cut off the anchor, but maybe if some of you, it could be a person that's keeping you stuck. And that may be something that, it could be a person, place, or thing that keeps you stuck. That's the anchor. And you need to take that sword and cut the chain, like free yourself from that. Whatever that anchor is, if it's negative. Okay, another thing that came up is like sometimes you can have this idea about something, and that idea could keep you fixed and stuck in something. So that could be what you need to cut out. Whatever that thought process is, that idea that's no longer serving you, that's something that you need to cut off with the Queen of Swords, you know? You have to look at things logically, you know? This is where you kind of have to like disconnect from your emotions just so you can look at things logically. Oh, thank you, Karen. How you doing? So it's definitely being honest. And we did see the Libra card. Some of you can have air in your chart, but that you don't have to. That's just the energy. The King of Swords, Queen of Swords, they're very logical people. They're emotionally detached, you know? But we did have the King of Cups and we saw the Queen of Cups show up. So sometimes you're gonna have to detach from those emotions so that you can see how things truly are. And then when you look at the facts and then you come to a certain conclusion, that's when you bring the King of Cups in or the Queen of Cups. And then you see how what you've learned, and you have to be honest, don't be lying to yourself, okay? Don't be trying to like sugarcoat things for yourself. You have to be blunt with yourself. If you can't be honest with yourself, how are you gonna be honest with anything or anyone? You know, I'm glad you're doing well. So you have to be honest with yourself. You have to be blunt. Don't sugarcoat shit. Don't bullshit yourself. Because the Queen of Swords, the King of Swords, they don't do that. So if there's something you have to be honest, that you have to cut off. This is what I meant to say, because I got distracted. You look at the facts for what they are, void of emotion. Then when you've come to some sort of logical conclusion about something, then this is where the King or Queen of Cups enters the chat. And then you get to see how you feel about it. And this is where you make that decision, you know? Remember, it has to be a head and heart decision. And how come I'm just realizing that? Think first, then feel later, you know? I like that. Because sometimes if you do it the other way around, the way you feel it could F with your head, you know? So first, you know, look at things from a logical standpoint. Look at the facts, lay the cards out on the table, no pun intended, because I have cards on the bench right now. and then you say, okay, this is the conclusion I came up with that makes logical sense. How do I feel about this? You know? How come I'm blowing my own mind right now? If I wish I could do like a little gift for myself and then it'd be like, oh, It's like we know all this stuff already. We already know this. As humans, we already know this. It's just that certain things, certain situations, they make us forget things. And I don't know if you've experienced this yourself, where you're like, why? Like, I already know this. Why am I still doing the same things? Why am I still going against myself when I already know the truth? You know? I've done that so many times, and I'm like, why the hell? Like, I know not to do this. Why am I doing this again? But or even if you forget something, like say, I'm gonna use this as the best example. Like, say you have like really good memories with somebody, but that something bad happens, and then you kind of focus only on that bad thing, and you forget about all the good that you've experienced with the person, you know? And you're like, oh, you wronged me, you taking advantage of me. And then the person has never taken advantage of you before. It's all about your perception, you know? You forgot all the good because you like so, the bad, the negativity is so very heavy. So the anchor could be the negativity in your life that you need to cut out of your life because it's keeping you stuck, it's stagnant. It's also not allowing you to see things clearly, you know? Anything else? I feel like that's really the message right there. Yeah, swords, ace of swords, clarity, truth, honesty. Okay. I feel like I just gave you the advice. Think first, feel later. But honesty. Look at things clearly. When you're thinking while your emotions are running, that skews your understanding, your clarity, your vision, it skews your perception. So, okay. All right, I'm going to end that reading there. I hope it was helpful. You know, I was thinking about when I started, I think I mentioned this yesterday, that when I started reading, yeah, I did. I don't know how many of you were here yesterday, but when I started learning tarot on my own, like practicing on myself, I would never do like love readings. I would never look at it from a love standpoint. Because I was always thinking about like, what do I need to know? And then like trying to, and well, of course, during that time, I wasn't dealing with anybody either, you know, so. Sometimes when you're dealing with people, you kind of want to know how they feel and stuff, and which is what happens when I was dealing with people. I was like, oh, how does this person feel about me or that? What's their intentions? So it's interesting how I could read for myself, but the thing is, I wasn't listening to my own messages, and I could have saved myself a lot of trouble. So I look at tarot as a psychological tool, but also, you know, I use my intuition, right, as well, because sometimes I'm like, oh, why am I getting this message? This is weird, but somebody needs to hear it. But some people, well, I think spirit helps me too. I do believe spirit is with me. Okay, let's see what else. Let me flip this card over. That's the Three of Cups. Celebrate. You hear that song? Can you hear that music? That's Daft Punk, right? One more time. Is that Daft Punk? The Three of Cups. Some of you may need to go out and have more fun, you know? Is that Daft Punk? Okay. Is that? I'm trying to figure out if that's Daft Punk. We're gonna celebrate one more time. Yeah, it is Daft Punk. Okay. Celebrate. What's your question? I'm not answering questions if you're asking the question. If that's the question, I'm not answering questions. I didn't bring my cards for that. All right, so I did that. I got my Moonology cards. I brought some love cards. I did bring my love vibes deck. We're gonna celebrate. I'm gonna get a copyright strike. You know, I shared a Skeletor video a couple of days ago, and then I got a copyright strike. But it was like a limited one or whatever that gave me time. So I had to delete the video. I was like, and it was the creator. I was like, wow. I wasn't even saying it was my video. You clearly see his name on the video itself, you know? And I was like, okay, I guess I can't share your stuff anymore. So I was like, let me delete all the Skeletor videos. I was like, I'm not having somebody fuck with my channel. You know, I like to share things, but I will never claim credit for something I never created. I like, as me as a creative, I'm so sensitive to that. Like, I would never steal something that belongs to somebody else, you know, because I have things that I would love to share, but I have that fear of it being stolen. Like, somebody will take credit for it. And I guess, I don't know, like, I don't know if he thought I was trying to take credit for it, but I was like, I'm just sharing it, you know? Maybe it was because I didn't put credit in the description. I don't know, but his name is clearly on the video. But I'm gonna say this, I don't care if I offend anybody, but some people are stupid. You know, like I shared a video about the moon, and the person like, oh, that was good, but until you put too much graphics. I'm like, I did not create this. This is somebody else's creation, and you clearly see their fucking name, you dumbass. Like, some people are stupid. I'm sorry. Like, if it doesn't say Artemis Oracle or Musings by Tan, it doesn't say that I did not create it. Okay? So, I'm like, oh, this and that. I'm like, another thing, I'm on a vent right now. I'm venting right now. Another thing I hate, and a lot of tarot readers hate this stuff too, is when people say, well, you know what, no, I haven't experienced this. Maybe forget it. Let me stop saying it, because then I might invite that in. Forget it. I'm gonna back down right now. Gotta be careful what you talk about. They're like, oh, that bothers her. Let's send that shit to her. I don't like it. I don't know, like, do people have patience for dumb people? Because I don't. If you're not a child, you know, like, that doesn't have experienced anything, you know, people need to think before they speak. Sometimes I say dumb shit too. I admit that, you know, I'm not innocent. All right. All right, let's see. Love vibes. What message? Let's see. For the collective. These messages may not resonate with everybody. Some may, some won't. Remember, this is a collective reading. So everybody has different situations. Some people have no situation. Take the messages as they resonate. Entertainment purposes only. I have to say that. Meant to bring confirmation, clarity, guidance, advice, or a different perspective to consider. So twin flame. Interesting. Yeah, it is. Hi, Ariel. Thank you so much. Oh, twin flame. Okay. They are your counterpart in growth, healing, and divine purpose. That's why it feels so intense. Okay? Not everybody's in that kind of dynamic. Ooh, happy family. You're creating or aligning with a family dynamic that's grounded in peace and mutual care. This is the kind of home that can heal generational wounds. So we have this card here. Afraid to love. It's natural to guard your heart, but remember, every leap of faith is a chance for a beautiful landing. At the bottom, mixed signals. Are they into you? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Sometimes even they don't know. Okay? Yeah. Okay, yeah, I looked it up already. So, let's see. Mixed signals. So these could be different, totally different situations for everybody. So each card could be a separate message, and I'm gonna read it that way. Let me use this box to hold the cards. Oh, wait, what did I do that? Okay, but I didn't want to keep that card at the bottom of the deck. All right, let's clarify. Ooh, I do too. No, I think it was actual creator because it said his name. I think it was actually him because it said his name. But it's okay. Because I think in order to do a copyright strike, you have to provide proof, evidence, even identity stuff. That's why some people, they have a hard time doing that because sometimes people want to remain anonymous and they don't want to be giving their information to YouTube. Well, if you're getting paid, unless you have an LLC or something. All right, let's find out about the twin flame. Let's see, twin flame. Twin flame. Tell me about twin flame, Spirit. Tell me about twin flame. Knight of Pentacles. This earth sign energy. Someone who is taking things slow and steady. Someone who's not rushing into anything. That could be your energy or their energy. It could be Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Someone who is, the Empress, Taurus, Libra energy. Some of you could be a mother. Maybe this person views you in that way. They see you as an Empress. The Hanged Man, Pisces energy. Someone may have Pisces in their chart, but someone's looking at things from a different perspective. But gaining some sort of understanding. Okay, if somebody is considering marriage, it makes sense to take things slow because you want to be sure that this is somebody that you want to commit to, right? But there could have been some sort of imbalance in the connection too. Since we have the Empress and the Knight of Pentacles, the Empress is an adult and the Knight is a young adult, someone inexperienced. I don't know if there's like a bit of inequality within the relationship, but the connection that you have with them is like emotionally you're at the same level, right? Maybe twin flames, somebody needs more healing than the other. That's why they talk about the push and pull dynamic, all that stuff, and sometimes your twin flame isn't somebody you're supposed to spend the rest of your life with, but somebody could be looking at the Empress energy in that way, because the Empress is someone that you would want to be committed to, you know, because of what she represents. The Knight of Pentacles is someone who is very practical. The Knight of Pentacles is the energy. I mean, the person could be an adult too. They don't have to be younger, but there can be an age difference. But someone could be in that energy where they're like not rushing anything. They're evaluating every step, making a plan before they take action. A very grounded person, someone who doesn't let their emotions get the best of them. But the Justice, I think somebody with the Justice and the Hangman is making me think somebody's looking at, I don't know if somebody's, all right, if you're in a connection and you feel like they're your twin flame, you get to decide that for yourself, right? Because I don't know. I don't know if there was some sort of, someone may be changing their mind or perception about marriage, or at least commitment. And all right, let's find out. Because in my mind, the Knight of Pentacles is planning something. It's taking down notes. They're taking down notes. So tell me about the Knight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. See? Look at this. There's a lot of abundance going on. This is the Eight of Pentacles. This is working towards abundance, right? So that could be something. All right. Say if there's a bit of an inequality in a relationship. Say the Empress energy is someone who has everything she already needs, right? And she's an embodiment of everything that this person would want, right? Or need in a relationship or in a partner, right? Appreciates in a partner. This person, the Knight of Pentacles energy, could be someone who's trying to build up their abundance. They're very much focused on work, finances, career. Because if you look at this picture, you know, the traditional tarot, you see somebody who's like etching a coin. Like they're doing something, like they're going through their routine. But you see a lot of abundance going all around. So somebody could be planning, working, strategizing on how to build up their abundance. Okay. We got Hermit energy. So this is someone who spends a lot of time on their own. There may be someone who does like being alone. They are used to being alone. But the Hermit also represents somebody who is trying to gain some sort of understanding, enlightenment, or is in this process too of it's like introspection, you know, with the Sun. Yeah, they want to, like, I feel like the Knight of Pentacles is someone and we got Earth, the Knight of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, Earth. And then the Hermit, Earth, Virgo. Happiness. The Sun. Yes, definitely somebody. I wonder if this person questions if they can make the Empress happy. Like, do they have enough to offer to the Empress energy? Like, what do they have? If what they have is enough to offer to make her happy. Okay. Oh. Like, look at the Ace of Pentacles. Because they do want to build. They want to build something from the ground up with the Empress. But I feel like this person is probably working or needing to work through their feelings of unworthiness. Oh, okay. For real? I'm glad it's resonating. Okay. So we already know what the Empress is, what she represents. And I clarify what the Knight of Pentacles. So I kind of want to clarify the Empress. I want to know what the Empress thinks about the Knight of Pentacles. What does the Empress think about the Knight of Pentacles? Knight of Cups definitely has emotions for the Knight of. So I remember I said they match emotionally, but the way I'm seeing it though is the Knights. They're both Knights, so there is love there. There's romantic feelings. This person may not feel like they have. Like they don't have enough to offer, but the thing is, there is she does have romantic feelings for this person. I see the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom too, so that's Earth sign energy. That's positive. There's love there. There's romantic feelings. And there's an appreciation for this Knight of Pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles. You know, it's funny because sometimes, you know, men, we women do this too. Sometimes, but for as a feminine, sometimes we meet guys and they think that they're not good enough for us, but we don't see them that way. We see them for who we don't. This is a thing that women do. Because I don't think a man ever says, you're not good enough for me. You know, they may say it in a different way, you know, and those are the abusive guys. A guy that does that, he's abusive, right? But for a woman could say that. If she's very egotistical, selfish, I don't want to say narcissist, but like she thinks that she's better than everybody and thinks that she deserves, well, we all deserve the best, but then there's a way of saying that to another person without being a bitch about it. You know, but the same thing, a guy, it could be abusive either way. It doesn't matter who's, but I feel like the Empress doesn't see the person as beneath her, even though they probably are in certain ways, but she doesn't see the person that way, you know. I could be wrong, but you know. I know for me, like if I don't do that, I don't look at, but then I'm like, sometimes I'm like, yeah, you know what, I deserve more, you know. But anyway, the Empress, she does have emotions. She does have romantic feelings towards this Knight of Pentacles. Well, twin flame dynamic, I will hope so, right? What else? What does the Empress think about the Knight of Pentacles? Tell me more. Ooh. The Fool. You know what's funny? I want to say a fool in love. There's definitely emotions there, you know. But the Knight of Pentacles is definitely trying to be practical. Like, yeah, there's love there, but we got to think about, like, love don't pay the bills. Love don't bring stability, you know. But the Empress is like, she's open and receptive, you know, with the Fool card. Willing to take that leap of faith. But I feel like the Knight of Pentacles is not so much, you know, yeah, wanting to take a leap of faith, you know, like go for it. Definitely. Like this is what I'm getting, because you got there's the feelings there. There's that openness, willing to take a risk. Like go for it, take a risk, you know, with the Chariot card and the Fool. I mean, admittedly, there is the tower underneath. Well, what's the tower related to? The lovers, the ace of wands. It makes sense, though. Because, you know, if you, like, twin flame, from what I understand, they do rock your world. Because they teach you, and though the Empress is here, this just could be somebody who has everything that they need, everything that they want. They feel abundant. They're like, feel good in the life that they're living. They feel confident and comfortable with themselves and their life, the life they've built for themselves, you know? But the tower is like, still, your world can be shaken up, you know, when you meet somebody, you know, because we all have a lot of learning and healing to go through. You can feel comfortable and confident in yourself, but there are certain things that you still need to work through. And that could be where this connection comes in, you know. It could be a very highly passionate connection, but then love emotions were developed at the same time. Because we got the tower here, right? The lovers. So the lovers, and we got twin flame mirrors, you know. Even though one person may not see it that way, they may feel like they're beneath the other, but the other person is like, yeah, I see you for who you are. I love you for who you are. I appreciate who you are, you know. But then there's the ace of wands. There's that spark. There's that passion, the chemistry that's there. But the page of cups, there's also that love, the development of love. But somebody's having a change of perception. Like, I want to know who's the hangman, though. It could be both people, you know. And it's funny, too. What came to my mind, I know I'm taking a little long with that card. But you know what? Okay, this is all one reading. Because when you think about twin flame, there's that mixed thing. Like, oh, I want you. I don't want you. I want you. I don't want you. But it's stemming from the fear to love. You know, afraid to love. Afraid to get hurt. Afraid to take a chance. You know, one person's willing to take the chance. The other one is like skittish. You know, like, I did that because of the chariot and the seahorse. And then he looks like he's like, I don't know how to do the horse sounds, okay? Someone's like gun shy. But I feel like that there's a potential to have a happy family in this connection. So I feel like this is all one reading. So basically because as I'm going through, I'm like, wait a minute, this is all the same. There's the perspective of building a family, the Ace of Pentacles that we saw, you know, that's building happiness, happy family, stability, but also single. Somebody like the Hermit energy is a solitary energy. It's a single energy, right? Someone may be very much used to being alone too, and that like they meet somebody and they're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be alone. But it could be that fear of freedom, losing their freedom too. Yeah. But you know, like, oh, too old for what? Exactly. Because the push and pull, that I had cards flip over, but I saw the Knight of Wands, the Page of Wands, Two of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Emperor, Six of Cups. See, the Emperor's there. Well, let's see what comes out. So I feel like that's what it is. Like somebody's so used to being alone, but then there's an opportunity. They meet somebody that's like, oh shit, I think I love you. But what the hell am I supposed to? Whatever this song is. Yeah. And that could be the immaturity, and that could be the lack of even the fear. You know. Yeah. Okay, let's see. I want to know who the hangman. So there could be a Pisces, Libra, Virgo, earth sign energy, Taurus and Libra, Aries, Aquarius, because the fool's, I thought fool was Aries. Apparently Aquarius is also the fool. So I'm going to say Aries and Aquarius. Because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. The first, and it's a cardinal sign. So, all right. Oh, I want to know the hangman. Yeah, somebody does, like, they're changing their perception. I think somebody does want a happy family. They want all that stuff. But it's just that fear and that desire that someone needs to take a leap of faith, you know? But I want to know who the hangman is. Tell me about the hangman. Oh, the chariot is Cancerian. Page of Cups. Yeah, somebody developed feelings, developed emotions. Somebody wants to communicate their emotions. Somebody has communicated their emotions. There could be that, like maybe emotions haven't been, but there's some sort of anxiety. Yeah, that's not afraid to love there. The Nine of Swords and the Page of Cups. Like, I don't know if somebody has not expressed emotions, but the emotions are there. It's just they have yet to be spoken. You know what makes sense too? Because I just saw the Two of Wands, and then I'm thinking about like that fear, and it's like the fear of rejection, you know? Because sometimes you could think somebody feels the same way about you, but then you're like, yeah. Then the Sam Smith song, not the same. I love you, but not in that way. I love you, but I'm not in that way. Let me see something. That is so stupid, Spoonie. Like, that's so dumb. Because you're slurping. Oh, but you said 2017. So I don't know how it is now. Oh, yeah, for real? Oh, wow, Ariel. Wow, that's crazy. Wow. Yeah, that's that. Somebody has like that fear of rejection. You don't feel the same way about me? Somebody's feeling haunted because it looks like, if you look at this card, there's like a mermaid ghost goblin. And somebody's being mentally tormented. Like this is probably a siren. Like this, wow. I don't know. Is somebody being haunted by your love? Somebody's being haunted by love. Yeah, Ace of Cups. There's definitely a lot of emotions there, but it's just they're afraid. They're very afraid. Oh, wow. This is sad. I wonder if somebody's afraid to be happy. I mean, it makes sense because if you were in a relationship before and and then it turned to shit, it makes sense, you know? You know, like we have to, and to a certain extent, we have to be understanding because sometimes people have very deep traumas that they need to work through. And it's not that easy just to brush it off, you know? So it sounds like somebody definitely needs to do a lot of healing. A lot of deep healing. If that's the case for them. If they've experienced like traumatic relationships. You know, because if they're not healthy, the relationship is not going to be healthy. And this could be tied to their sense of self-worth, you know, but the thing is like, we can't fix people. People have to fix themselves, you know? Well, it does say this in the happy family. You're creating or aligning with a family dynamic that's grounded in peace and mutual care. This is the kind of home that can heal generational wounds. So love can be healing. It definitely can be healing. But the thing is, like, if we're healing, we need to heal. We have to be participants in the healing. We have to be willing to receive the medicine, not resistant to it. And I'm gonna say some corny shit. Love is the cure, you know. But if you've had really bad experiences with love, you start to look at some people's cups as, you know, you wonder, is that really love in there or is there poison? So I feel like the mixed signals is more so not that they don't want it. I think it's just they're in conflict with themselves. Not with the connection, but with themselves about where they want the connection to go, you know? Because some people want their freedom. Some people don't want to be tied down because they were tied down before and then they got stuck. And they're like, they don't want to get stuck again. It kind of makes sense too, because it makes me think about women who have been in relationships before where they were completely dependent on a man, and then the man leaves, and then she doesn't have anything. She doesn't, like, she has to rebuild her life. She has to, you know, from the ground up. You know, she has to learn how to be independent, you know? So I wonder, that may resonate with somebody, you know? Because maybe they were in a situation where they were like deeply dependent on someone, or there was a lot of dependency in the relationship, and when the relationship ended, somebody had, their life was like torn up. And we did see the Tower card, so somebody had to rebuild their life from scratch. And then if you have an experience like that, some people, they're like, yeah, I don't want to go through that again, because, and that could be why the Knight of Pentacles is there. It's like, I'm not where I want to be because I don't want to end up in the same situation I was before, because I'm not like established. I don't have a firm foundation to build a happy family on, a happy marriage, you know? Because family could be anything. It doesn't only have to be with children. It could just be like, you and your person could become a family. You can have a pet. You can have each other. That's it. You know? Some of you may want children. Some of you have children. I feel like it's tied to that too. You know, that may resonate with somebody. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And you know, I be saying Susan sometimes in my videos. And I'm glad you're in a better place now. I'm glad that you're like fully independent, and hopefully you do feel. Well, you probably do feel safe and secure in yourself and what you've built for yourself. I'm happy for you. It's because it's scary, like when you hear these stories, and then like sometimes, and I know women could do this to men too, to a certain extent. It's the same energy, but probably done in a different way, the way a woman would do it towards a man. But from what I understand, some men intentionally do that, you know, and it's to have control. It's the same thing when women do it, but it's like the woman, we do it differently than men do, but it's the same intention. So it makes sense. So it's like everybody's situation is different, but you know, if someone needs healing, they need healing, you know? And sometimes you got to give people the time and space that they need to heal, but that doesn't mean you have to be sitting around waiting for them. Because there could be somebody around the corner who's healed and ready to have everything that you want to have. It's just you have to cross paths with them. Because I know they say twin flames, it's like, from what I learned, it's like, they may not even be the person you spend the rest of your life with. They're just meant to be your mirror to help you grow and fulfill whatever karmic contracts you have, your soul contract, or even help you with your personal development, even help you with your healing. But they may not even be the person you end up with, you know, because twin flames, they say, are very challenging connections. You know, they say soulmate connections, are more harmonious than twin flame because of the lessons that I learned, the push and pull. And but some people end up together and some people don't. Yeah, people should be independent on their own. That's important because you have to be able to stand on your own two legs, you know. Because I believe this, that as long as you are whole and complete with yourself, you should be whole. You should be meeting people in that same energy, whole and complete in themselves. Because you can't get into a relationship if you're not. You can't take care of yourself. You don't know yourself. You don't know what you like, what your dislikes, all that stuff. You have to know yourself completely and be comfortable in yourself and confident and secure in yourself, right? Before you could get in a relationship. Because if the person leaves, then your feelings may be hurt. You may be sad, disappointed, heartbroken, but your life isn't in shambles, you know? Yeah. I want to see, what is the possible outcome with the situation? I'm going to put all the cards in, back in. Okay, what is the possible outcome in this situation? What's the possible outcome in this situation? We got 3 of Cups. I'll show you the card. 3 of Cups. So it's coming together. Being on the same page. The Empress card came out again. Being on the same page. That'd be so funny if the Emperor comes out. So the Empress coming together. Let's see. Possible outcome. Oh, Lord. For some of you, I have to be honest. Like for some of you, depending on how this goes, some of you, it may not even end that well. You know, there may be there may be healing disappointment from the situation, because yeah, they possibly can be coming together again, but it may end up in the same place with you being disappointed, however you resonate, you know. So for some of you, depending on your situation, you may need to start looking elsewhere in this connection. You may be looking towards the future, because it may be like you and this person, if you're like in separation, like you're in this, you may come back together with this person, but then it'll end up in the same, with those 3 cups, they spilled over, and then you're going to be disappointed again. So some of you may, the outcome is not favorable, you know, because it might keep looping around. You know, you keep coming together, then it ends in disappointment. It's time for you to start setting your sights somewhere else. You know? But it could also be if there has, I had to say that though, because this is, unless something changes, something would have to change. But it'll have to be the person has this fear. But then if you're truly in the Empress energy, you'll be sad, you'll be disappointed, but you're not broken. Your life isn't in shambles. You just keep pushing and see what else is out there for you. And you know, because you think about the 3 of Wands, traditional tarot, somebody with 3 wands looking out into the horizon. There are plenty of other fish in the sea. Some of them may be poisonous. Some of them may be deadly, you know, but there's someone out there. You know, you'll find your merman or mermaid, your merwoman. Okay. What is the advice? That's the outcome. It's the Three of Cups with the... Look at the Knight of Pentacles. Came out again. Yeah, this person he has a lot of work to do. He or she, whoever they are. Remember? Because it could be flipped, you know. Good for you, Ariel. Yeah, they could continue doing what they're doing, working on themselves, staying in that energy. But that doesn't mean you have to stay stuck. The advice is maybe you need to start planning what you want for your future. Planning what you want for your future. Two of Wands. You know, you choose your path and then go on your merry way. Yeah. Maybe this connection showed you something that showed you what you truly wanted or deserve. Wow. Okay. I'm done with that reading. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, Ariel. Oh, for real? I'm glad it's resonating with you all. Or at least with you, Ariel, and Susan. Okay. Well, he could, you know, I understand how that feels, you know, but let them pull. Just don't give into it. You know, do what you feel is right for you, you know. Oh, and earlier I did, I don't know if you were here, Ariel. I don't know if you probably didn't see it. I did a reading with the coffee cup Oreo. Oreo. Oh my God. I don't know if I was talking about the cookies or the bird, but the coffee cup oracle. And one of the cards was Dove, peace. But then the anchor card came out and the tree card, and that's about expansion, growth. The anchor could be about stability, but also stagnancy, keep being stuck somewhere. So like you might want to, like, when this live stream ends, you could go back and watch that part of the reading because that may resonate with you too. So many. There are so many. What they used to call you, Ariel? Make sure I didn't lose another card. Oh! Oreo. Oreo. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Oh, see, and this message was meant for you. I'm glad you got it. I'm glad you and Susan got the message. The thing is that there's definitely love there. There's love, but that person need to get their stuff together, you know? You know, I just thought about the song, Get Your Act Together, Then We'll Be Just Fine. That's part of, the Spice Girl song, If You Wanna Be My Lover, you know? Had to get your act together, then we'll be just fine. I don't know who sings that part. Is that Sporty Spice? Oh no, I'm not doing any readings. Sorry, Caroline. I was doing a collective reading. Oh yeah, Susan. Get your act together, then we'll be just fine. So I mean, like, there's a possibility that, you know, you go your own way, and then this person gets their stuff together. They get to the place where they feel like they're good enough, and then they could come back around. But the thing is like, do you accept them? Do you want them back? Will you be in something already, and they've already lost their chance? You know. But then, that's the risk that that person has to take. Especially if they see you in the Empress energy. They see you as someone who's worthy, who has everything, who embodies everything that they would want in a partner. But then they feel like they're not in that place to match the energy. The love is there, but it's just that sense of unworthiness this person may have. I'm a little paranoid because I'm like, I cannot lose cards. Let me see. Okay. They're having a barbecue. I smell it. Okay, what time is it? 11:20. Oh, it's so nice out here. The temperature is going to be really good today. Hey. Let me see the weather. 77 right now. It's nice. Very nice. Should I do another love reading? I like doing those. They're fun. Or should I do another reading? Ooh, okay. This is what I would like. Because you know how people have video readings? They have like a theme, like a question, and like, but I could do it for the collective though. So Caroline, all right, Caroline, you said do you have a question? Because we could read it for everybody. But since you're posing a question, it might end up being your reading, but you want to put that in there? Okay, so, but it'll be for the collective, you know? So put it in, and then I'll read it for the collective. And then you see if it resonates with you or not. Because I did that twin flame reading and then 2 people resonated with it. I didn't know. Maybe other people resonated with it. Yeah, I got 23 likes. Thank you. So the readings resonated with, well, some people like because they want a question. You know? Down, I wanna be down with you. That's not the song. I can't read that for the collective. It has to be a question for the collective. And I don't like reading about people who are not here. That's a spying reading. I don't do spying readings. I want a question that I could read for everybody. No, Caroline, you're not listening to me. I can't read that for everybody. There has to be a question for everybody. I don't want to do a personal reading. I wanted a question that I could read for everybody. I can't read that for everybody. Hi, Raul. How are you? I already did a relationship. I want a specific question that I can answer for everybody. Oh, okay. I got it. Let's do new love reading. Brand new love. Because we have, let's do a new love reading. Okay? New love reading. I already decided. New love reading. New love reading. New love. New love reading. So these cards are going to be like the possible person you can be meeting, what they experienced in the past, what you could have experienced in the past, in your own personal relationships and their personal relationships. Let's see. Or it could just be something that you may experience together, this new person. No. New love for the collective. Whoever this may resonate with, the new love reading. Tell us about the new love for the collective. New love for the collective. So new love for the collective. New love, new love, new love. I don't know if some of you are already talking to somebody new. This does not look like a new love reading. I think some of you are in the tail end of a relationship, like a relationship that's ending right now. Some of you, because it got unspoken feelings, fading feelings, and blocked. Yeah, some of you could be in a relationship that's already ending. This is not new love. I'm going to read this very quickly. Unspoken feelings. Some of you, both of you, are not talking about how you no longer feel the same about each other anymore. Some of you may be blocking that conversation, not having that conversation, trying to hold on to whatever connection you have, but your relationship is slowly but surely deteriorating because of the breaking up. So some of you, you're at the tail end of a relationship. You've probably already broken up because you and this person, you no longer feel the same about each other. You no longer feel the same about them. They no longer feel the same about you. But this is what may be happening or has happened already. You know, the feelings are going away. They're fading. The attraction, the love, whatever was there, it's fading, but nobody wants to talk about it. But some of you, you're gonna have to have that conversation so that you could end this relationship, okay? Because there's nothing left to say. When the feelings start fading, what's left? Reflect on what you're holding on to. Is it the past or potential? You're not imagining the undercurrent. There's an emotional charge here that no one's fully naming yet. Some of you already know your relationship is already ending. Your relationship is ending. The emotions are blocked. You no longer feel the same about each other. no longer communicating the same way. Someone may have already ghosted someone too. May have blocked somebody. Have cut off connection. You know, that's like if you don't like, it's just say you don't want to be with me, or I don't want to be with you. Like what? However that resonates, because someone may even block. Someone could have blocked somebody, and that's how the relationship ended. So someone may be in this place. This may be someone out there that some of you may have been blocked. Your relationship ended. That's how the relationship ended, because somebody wasn't man enough or woman enough to admit, you know, that the relationship is no longer working. That may not resonate with all of you, but the way this world is now, some of you, a lot of you probably will. Yeah. So yeah, that's like something's definitely ending. Something's coming to a close. All right. I should have brought a different deck with me, because this one is like, oh my gosh. All right, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna take this deck out of that. That's somebody's. Wow, that was some shit right there. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go into tarot instead. Okay. Pray. So new love, new love, new love, new love, new love. Okay. Okay. Who is the collective in this situation? So we could differentiate you two. Actually, let me just focus on the new person. Can you tell me about a new person? Characteristic traits of the new person, that the collective. Okay. We got Virgo coming out. Someone that likes to be alone. Someone who spends a lot of time alone. Someone could be single, have been single for a long time. They could be a Virgo, or they could just simply be someone who likes just to be alone. King of Cups. But this person does have a lot of love, emotional maturity. Regardless of gender, this is an emotionally mature person. They have mastery over their emotions. Very compassionate, caring person. Six of Wands. Very successful person too. They've seen a lot of success. They also get a lot of attention too. They could be someone who performs. You know, they stand out in the crowd. Definitely stand out. I don't know if this person has long hair, may have a beard and long hair, kind of giving that Jason Momoa. Is that his name? Momoa? Jason Momoa? I don't know. I'm getting that vibe. Hi, Connie. How are you? Like a Jason Momoa vibe here. Look at that. They could be somebody that's very successful. They get a lot of attention. But there's someone that, like, they're emotionally, they have a lot of love, but they probably experienced or have lost their taste for relationships because of the past, right? Okay. Hopefully they're not somebody that drinks a lot, because you got take it as however it resonates with you. This is a collective reading, justice. This person could have been married in the past, or is probably going through some sort of legal matter right now. It could be a divorce. It could be that with the Four of Cups, like maybe somebody, the marriage didn't work out. They like licking this person may like to drink. I see the Goblet with the King of Cups and then the Four Cups there. Someone who's like apathetic, you know. It could be a Jason Momoa looking woman, long hair. I said they can have long hair. They can have long hair and a beard. Remember, take the messages as they resonate. I don't know everybody's situation. Okay. Now, this new person, how do they feel? How do they view the collective? Oh, they may see this person, they may see you as someone who has a lot of responsibilities, maybe a lot of burdens, stress, or they see you as someone who's very strong and resilient. How do they view the collective? Ooh, very attractive too. They see you as someone who's very attractive, fiery, magnetic, creative, right? The Queen of Wands is a creative energy. Okay. What else? And there's a desire. If they already communicate with you, or if they have not communicated with you, they do want to communicate with you. They do. I feel like there may be a sense of admiration, you know, with the way they're looking at that orb. They could be younger than you, or you may be younger than them. There may be an age difference. Oh, they see you as someone who is inspiring. Okay, that's what it is. They see you as someone who's inspiring. Okay. Okay. Okay, what is this person's actions towards the collective? This new person? What is this person's actions towards the collective? Wow. Two of Cups. Two of Cups. Let me get more. What is the actions towards the collective? Actions towards the collective. Okay, Four Swords. Actions towards the collective. Knight of Cups. This person does want to communicate emotions. They want to share their cup with you. But the Four Swords there is like, this person may need a little bit more time before they feel comfortable doing that. There could be something that they're working on, they're working on. It's funny, I see the King of Pentacles at the bottom, and the King of Pentacles is about work. So there could be something that they're working on, even working on their healing before I think this person wants to take a break, take a step back, evaluate the situation before they make some sort of offer, make some sort of romantic gesture towards you, you know? How does the collective view this person? How does the collective view this person? Or will view this person if they haven't met them yet? How does the collective view or will view this person? Seven of Cups. I feel like there's gonna be a sense of curiosity that you have about this person, but also you may be a little bit confused, especially if you have other options. Or you may wonder if you're an option to this person. Okay, tell me more about how the collective views this person. How does the collective view this person or will view this person? That card fell. Five of Pentacles. Ooh, some of them, you might, if this person's like very attractive, and I don't know, some of you wonder if you're good enough for them with the Five of Pentacles. Like, you may question, like, you may have, I don't know, some of your insecurities will start to rise up. If you have insecurities, you may question what if this person doesn't want you? Like, will they, I mean, like, I want to say there's a little bit of apprehension on your part about this person because I don't know if you feel like they're, either you may have issues with your value or about whether you're good enough for this person, or it could be vice versa. They, you know, but I'm asking what you see, how you see this person or will see them. Confused, worthy. I don't. Can I get another one? Seven of Cups, Five of Pentacles for how would the collective view or views this person? Oh yeah, I feel like some of you may be wondering if this person is juggling you, like if there's other options there. Because you got the Seven of Cups with the Five of Pentacles with the Two of Pentacles. And it's funny, you got the fish. We were talking about fish in the sea. So you see the fish right there. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know, something about self-worth. Remember your worth. Don't ever question your worth if that's how you're feeling. Because if this person's like really attractive, some of you may have them, but this person sees you that way too. They view you as attractive, inspiring, responsible. But you may view them as someone who may have a lot of options, who may be juggling, or I don't know if you're questioning whether they're worthy, they're good enough for you. I don't know if some of you will have that like fear of abandonment too. Because the Five of Pentacles is like that abandonment, feeling abandoned. Like, will this person leave me out in the cold? But this is more so after the person makes an offer to you. Because you can't really think that if you don't have anything going on with this person, you know, already. Like, you had to have established some sort of rapport. So this could be what you're thinking after you communicate or something. Or there could be a bit of uncertainty on your part. I feel like you had to go with the flow with this one, which is the Two of Pentacles, going with the flow. Okay, what is the possible outcome? Hey, shapeshifter, how are you? What is the possible outcome? Knight of Pentacles. Oh my God, it's fucking Knight of Pentacles. Like, I hope that this is not the same person from before with the twin flame reading. Okay, so it's going to be thinking, they're going to be planning, they're going to be strategizing, but they may be very slow, because if this person is like taking a break because they need to do some sort of healing, or there's something that they're working on before they come over, there's that slow energy. So this may be a slow burn. Tell me. Okay, the King of Wands, but this person's definitely going to take action, because the King of Wands is the action-oriented king. Like, he goes after what he wants. Yeah, so this person's going to go after you. The possible outcome is like this person's going to be planning. They're going to be thinking. And that could be in that Four of Swords energy. You know, they're taking a break to think, to contemplate what action they want to take before they take action. But they are going to take a leap of faith. Yeah. And they may come at you unexpectedly. Yeah. Seven of Pentacles came out. So that's planning, preparation. Tell me more about the Seven of Pentacles. Because I kind of, I think this. Tell me about Seven of Pentacles. Oh. Five of Swords. The Five of Swords came out. They're just hoping that if they come towards you, that whatever plan they come up with, whatever plan they decide to take action on, that they don't get hurt, you know, like they don't get, because you see somebody's like, it also doesn't create conflict or rift with the Five of Swords, you know. I want to say once bitten, twice shy. I don't know what that means. That popped up in my mind. Got the Ten of Pentacles there. No, it's by the river. It's by the river. It's not a park. It's by a river. Okay. I feel like that's more so the advice. Let me see. Tell me about the Five of Swords, though. The last card. Five of Swords, Seven of Pentacles. Tell me about that. Five of Swords and Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. I want to say, like I said, the once bitten, twice shy thing. Don't let the past, your past experiences, or it could be this person. They can't let the past experiences, past pain, disappointments, interfere with whatever this can come of this connection. What can possibly grow from this connection. I feel like you have to be open-minded. You know, you can learn from the swords, learning, understanding, information. You can take the information you have. This person could reflect on the past. You could reflect on past situations you've had, but don't let the past interfere with this. Sometimes you got to take a leap of faith, you know. Sometimes you might fall, you might hurt yourself, but you know, you could get back up. Just, I would say from this, it's like whatever happens with this situation, it's like don't get too invested. Just go with the flow, have fun if this is what you want, and see how things unfold. You know, don't start planning like, oh, we gotta have a baby and all this shit, you know, like, and it doesn't happen, you know. Just have fun, create memories with this person if this is something that you want, if this is a person that you want. But also, don't let like past conflict get in the way of something that has nothing to do with what's happening here. I'm saying that because the Six of Cups is about the past, nostalgia, and then the Five of Swords. You can't plan ahead for heartbreak. So you can't plan for the future looking at the past. You know what I mean? This is a new opportunity, a new beginning. So treat it as such. This is the advice for for you and this person. But since you're here, it's for you. It's a new opportunity. It's something that it's a spark. Okay? But just go with the flow with the Two of Pentacles. See where it takes you. And leave the past in the past. You know? I would say this is something the person has to do too, especially if they're going through a divorce. You could be going through a divorce and not, I don't know. Or you break up. Remember with that other reading I did? With the twin flame and then no. The one with the faded feelings, blocked, unspoken feelings. The breakup, don't let that interfere with this new thing. You know? Learn from it, but don't take the pain into the new relationship. Leave the pain in the past. Okay? I hope that was helpful to whoever. I put the cards away. The only one I saw was Virgo, Queen of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. So Queen of Wands, fire sign energy, any fire sign energy, any earth sign energy. And then we have Virgo showing up. Yeah. King and Queen of Wands, fire sign energy. Page of Wands, fire sign energy. Knight of Pentacles, earth sign energy. Virgo is the Hermit. Because I go by the people in the cards, like the court cards. That's all I remember. So it could be fire or earth. Fire and earth. Yeah, fire and earth sign is what I remember. If anyone else remembers, you could put it in the chat. But it doesn't have to be a zodiac sign, because remember, we could embody those energies. You know, we embody all the energies. We're not only like earth, because then you'll be boring. You'll be so boring if you just stay in that earth energy, you know. Earth signs, if you're just completely an earth sign, you're boring. You're all about work, stability, structure, foundation. There's no fun there. Fire is fun, you know. So, and then the emotions, the love, you know, we're in that loving energy, we're in that passionate energy, that creative energy. Then we're in that energy where we need to be grounded and safe and secure. Then we have to be in the energy where we're thinking and processing. We have to be analytical. So we embody all the energies depending on the situation that it warrants, you know, what the situation warrants. Okay, so that's why we can't get hung up on the signs, you know. Exactly, it's the root chakra. Yes, you know, you can't build a solid foundation on unstable ground. You know, like the tower always falls apart if it's not built on a strong, firm foundation. The root chakra. Dad, the sun is like right here. I'm gonna be toasted tan. Let me see, is there somebody there? Yeah. Because when I came, the lady wasn't where I sit, that bitch. That bitch. I left the house later today. And I was like, oh, I had to go get something to eat. My breakfast. I'm not sponsored by Dunkin'. I had right now it's 70. 78 or 80. 80. It's gonna be so nice today. I'm looking forward because I'm gonna go get some Mexican food. I'm gonna have Mexican food. I'm gonna go out to a restaurant. I'm looking forward to that. What is it over there? 180 degrees? Is it 180 degrees where you are, shapeshifter? It's fire. It's raining down fire. Let me see, I could look up India's weather. I'll put New Delhi. Or should I put Delhi? New Delhi, Delhi, India. Oh, I hate humidity. As someone who has curly hair, oh yeah, 82% humidity. That's a lot. So if you see me with my hair curly, it's because of the weather. I'm like, I'm not gonna fight. It's not worth damaging my hair. So right now it's 9:54 where you are. Let me put India. Oh wait, okay, you're like, all right. So you're something and a half hours ahead of me, right? That's interesting. Because it's usually hours, no, not half hours. Oh, this time shit is weird, right? See my kid's father. But oh my god, I'm looking forward to later. Gonna have some Mexican food. I've been craving Mexican food since earlier this week. But then I was watching a tarot reader. She went out, and I'm like, she reminded me, because I'm like, I want burritos, I want tacos, I want margaritas, you know? Yeah. Yeah, I know. I think you're ahead of me. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. And it's funny. Yesterday, my friend, he texted me something about dollaritas, because in Applebee's, I don't know. Do they have Applebee's in India? I don't think I've ever seen I don't think I've seen an Applebee's in Europe. At least the parts of Europe I've been to. Oh my God, I'm so excited. But the thing is, like, I be careful because I could OD with Mexican food. It's like, maybe I'm not gonna have a drink. I shouldn't drink anything. Because you know when you get those giant frozen margaritas, that fills you up too. You don't know what that is? Applebee's is a chain restaurant. It's like McDonald's, but a sit-down restaurant where they have servers, and dollaritas are like dollar margaritas. And I was like, oh my God, this is so funny. He's sending me this because I'm like, I want Mexican food, and oh, interesting, right? Oh no, you died. An ant died. It's like a dead ant. Okay, rest in peace. Oh yeah. And tortillas are not that hard to make either. But in your country, you have a bread. Is it called naan? Is it similar? I don't know. I had it a long time ago because I did go out with a guy who's Indian a long time ago. He didn't get to tap that though, but he didn't get to tap that. But I don't know why I said that. I had to say that. But he took me to like I don't know, it looked like a catering hall or something, and they made so much food. And I had like this bread. And he was like, yeah, I had to dip it in the sauce or something. Okay, it's not like the Okay. Okay. Shapeshifter, he's from India, and he's saying it's similar to tortillas. Roti is like okay. And roti is something that they in Jamaica, they have that too. I remember I got something with roti. Oh my God, it was so good. Maybe I gotta go get Jamaican food too. I love food. You know, these thick thighs and thick arms don't come from nowhere. But I think that was the bread I had, and the naan bread. Oh, he was like dipping in the sauce, and then there was like this coconut pudding. Yeah, I like big portions. If I like something a lot, I want a lot of it. That's so funny. I see a little chihuahua and there's somebody barking, and the chihuahua is like totally unbothered. They're like, I know you're not barking at me, bitch. It's so cute. It's so tiny. See, I think about like if I had a dog, what kind of dog I would get. And I would want one that's small because they have small poops. Stop that, shapeshifter. No, okay? No. That's a dog, okay? Not food. I want a small dog because if I was to get a dog, it would have to be a small one because it has small poops. I don't want to be picking up big shit, you know? Literally big shit. But they got big shit. Shit, I want to... Oh, yeah, Huskies, they need a lot. They need to be somewhere in their a natural environment because they have all that fur. Oh my gosh, that bird. It's this black bird that has a yellow bill, and then it does some weird thing with its neck where it's like, it looks like it's flapping. I don't know what it is. See, like the big dogs are so beautiful and everything, right? And then you could cuddle with them and everything. But the thing is, they're huge. Oh, you live in England. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think they're also very active dogs too. They need a lot of space. But I think most large dogs do, right? They need that space to move around. When they're little, it's like a chihuahua. It's like they can move anywhere, you know? Yeah. I live in New York, and I see people with big dogs, and they live in apartments. I'm like, oh gosh, that poor dog. I'm like, you have to be like, for me, like this is what I think, and I don't know if but I feel like if you're gonna have a dog, you have to have an active lifestyle so they could be active, you know. So like, because I can't imagine having a dog and then keeping it in the house all the time, only taking it out for a walk, you know. Like if I had a dog, I would like, I see people with their dog, they're running, they're doing like activities, they're giving the dogs everything that physical activity that they need, you know. Yeah. Because an apartment though, oh my gosh. And I heard there was a tarot reader, Kate's Regretless Life. She has a blue healer. And she said those are kettle dogs or herding dogs, something like that. And not everybody can have them because they have to be around one person because they tend to stick to one person. And they have to be with the person all the time. And they're the type of dog that you cannot leave in the house because they will tear everything up, you know? So I was like, okay, noted. And the thing is, I know there was another YouTuber. She had a healer, and she would send it to like doggy daycare she can get all the activity she needs throughout the day. But she was keeping the dog in the house at one point, you know. But she eventually knew the dog needed more, you know. But she would have to keep the dog in a cage while she was away or locked in a room. But now that I know about the breed, the healer breed, I'm like, okay, that's why she had a lot, because the dog would destroy the house if she left it roaming. But then I didn't know that. I didn't know that before. But it's interesting. Yeah, I remember growing up, there used to be a lot of stray dogs. There were like a lot of stray dogs. Sometimes they would travel in packs. Oh my gosh, that was the scariest shit to see that, you know? But yeah, some people would just like, if they don't want the dog anymore, they would just put it out in the street. And then they'd be roaming free and wild and stuff, but then they'd be terrorizing you. I remember one time I was walking and there was like a couple of dogs and they were like, oh my God, they scared the shit out of me. I don't know how the fuck I got away, but I know not to run because they chase, you know, they like to play with their food. I remember I used to be so scared of dogs, but not anymore. I'm not scared of them. I used to be so scared of them. But it's scary that how people could just like discard their animals like that. They're not toys. They're living beings. I always had like this. I used to be afraid of cats and dogs, and I'm not afraid of them anymore. You know, I faced my fear. So pit bulls, they're scary, but they're not bad. It's the way they're raised, you know. They're kind of like us. Think about it. If we're treated unfairly, poorly, neglected, and abused, and some of us we become very weak, and others they become like overly strong and aggressive, and you know, same thing with the dogs. But it's like your environment breeds you, if you know what I mean. You know, it decides how you're gonna be. Also, if you allow it to do that, you know, sometimes you gotta make a conscious choice not to let shit bother you. But when you're a child and you're being nurtured a certain way, treated a certain way, then that's how you start to see the world, and you see other people. You see them as ops, like everybody's against you. So you become aggressive. Some people become aggressive. Some people become more passive. It's different. Yeah, but like, but I don't like when they're in the packs. No. I remember I was like, they were like, yeah, you know, like doing their dog thing. I don't want to try to imitate them because that'd be ugly. And I don't know how that will probably sound ugly too. But it was scary. I remember one time, and this is in the Bronx in the 80s, there was my mother, she went to go visit my father's sister. I don't call her a relative because she's I don't want to be connected. I'm not connected to her in that way, you know. She was like, she's a witchcraft and shit. She's not a nice person. Very jealous person. From what I understand from my mother, from what my mother told me, my grandmother, like what my mother told me about her and my grandmother, because apparently that woman was jealous of my grandmother. But we were going to visit her, and then it was me, my sister, and I had a little sister who was still in a stroller. So we're walking, and you know, the lady was in her house. So my mother said, okay, let's go. Then freaking dogs surrounded us, you know. And I think this is where the fear stemmed from. The dogs surrounded us, and I'm like maybe like 4 years old, 3 or 4 years old. But I think about 4 years old. And then the police had to come. They took us out of the situation. They got rid of the dogs. They scared the dogs away, and then they put us in the car, and then I think they took us somewhere. They took us like home or to my grandmother's home or whatever. I don't remember, but that shit was scary. I remember that. That stood with me. That's why I had that fear of dogs. But then eventually I got over it. And it was when I met my kid's father, his niece. She had 2 pit bulls. And you know, pit bulls, they have a bad reputation, but that's not their fault. You know, it's the way they were treated, or the way they're treated, or taken advantage of. And one of the dogs was mean. She was fucking mean. She scared the hell out of me. The boy dog was fine. But the female dog, she was mean. She had that like that aggressive energy, but then somehow she liked me. So she didn't. So she helped me overcome my fear of dogs. A pit bull. Yeah, it's not fair that they get treated. No, it's the conditioning, you know. So dogs are intelligent, you know. I think all dogs are intelligent, you know. It's just a matter of what they're exposed to. The same thing like us, you know, how we're influenced, our environment, what it nurtures within us and exposes us to, you know. But I love dogs. I love dogs. I love cats too. But I think if I was to get a pet, I most likely would get a cat. I'll most likely get a cat. I already have my cat's name picked out. I already picked. It's gonna be a girl cat. I can't have a boy cat. I don't like that spraying thing that they do. I don't like that. Unless there's a way for them to stop spraying. I don't know. There's an ant in my bag. They're gonna add crunch to my wrap. It's 12:10 now. I have to leave soon so that I could rest and then take care of stuff around the house before I go out. I'm looking forward to that food. I'm so looking forward. They might sacrifice themselves for me. And they might land in the wrap and then get trapped in there. I'm like, oh, this is an extra crunchy wrap. I think I'm gonna end this live stream. Thank you so much everyone for being here. Shapeshifter, Ariel, Caroline, who else? Susan, Raul. I'm trying to remember everybody's name before I start scrolling down. There was somebody new who came in. Let me see. Susan, I remember Susan. Spoonie. Thank you for being here. Karen, Christy, Marcia, Jenny, but she retracted her message. And Phil, thank you so much everyone for being here. If you're still here, thank you for still being here. Some of you probably have gone already, the names I've mentioned. I was going up the chat. So I hope all of you have a wonderful day ahead or evening. I look forward to seeing you. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be on. So sending you lots of love and light and sending cooling air to Shapeshifter. Humidity, dissipate. Bye everyone.